It's John and Rachel.
And
we are at late night.
Yes, there we are at late night. And reminding you, we're always at 5 Foster Plaza, live to tape between 5 and 6. We have cocktails. We have a few snacks. Now, don't ask our current guests because they might say you're low on
snacks.
all of those things.
There you go.
But we do have free parking because I know that's a Yinzer thing. But every Friday.
Traffic sucks.
Every Friday we are here, and we invite you to come and hang out with our guests because, man, we have some really good shows coming up here.
Not
that tonight
especially
isn't.
Tonight, for sure.
But, we're always about the term of endearment, your Jagoff phrase. But tonight, at the beginning of the show, we always talk about those other Yinzers that are making the rest of us look bad.
You have to call out the Jag. So on the blog this week, it was a lot of John, very heavy on John material. The laundry Jagoffery, the sock,
laundry
Jag.
And so this isn't really a person or a place, but it's a thing.
Oh.
It is, if you live in a house that has multiple steps, you carry your laundry down the steps, you put it in the laundry, and you wash it and you dry it. As you're carrying it back up, you find that one sock that has been laying on the step that fell out before you started washing.
Hate it.
And
it's
so that's
another article of clothing.
Yes.
Right?
And
so
that sock is a Jagoff.
Sock is, we're not happy with you.
True term.
Who else is a Jagoff? Beetlejuice. And we did a little bread art, and it was Beetlejuice art with our friends over at Mancini's. Nick does an amazing job every year, as you know, for the holidays. He does the bread art for our parade, and then he has a little appearance for when you're waiting outside for bread on Halloween, on Christmas Eve nights. So he thought he would use his talents for Halloween and did a little Beetlejuice. Pretty cool to see.
And last but not least, next Saturday, October 26th, we will be at the Leaning Kask Brewery.
Been there.
In Springdale. And they have a funny story about a truck. It is a funny story about a truck catching on fire, burning the front of their place, and then naming the beer, hey, it's on fire.
Yeah.
But
for real.
anyways, point is,
true story.
They have a costume party coming up next Saturday, 6 to 8, and we will be the judges for the costume. And so we're encouraging you to come, while it's a Harry Potter theme, we're encouraging you to come dressed as a Jagoff because that would be really...
Are we giving money away?
And I think we should. Okay. Maybe buy them
This is the part of the show where John just throws money out.
If you come in like a Tom Brady jersey,
Yeah.
if you come in a Cleveland Browns, Baltimore Ravens jersey, that would classify you as a Jagoff.
All right. Not a Jagoff is our first guest.
Yes.
We're going to even master the name, Brennan Bobish. Now, if you ask somebody else, it may be Bobish. It's typical Pittsburgh. Not sure the origin of the last name, but you're an actress and you've opened your own place. And tell us what it's called.
It is called Proud Peacock Productions.
I love it. It sounds so streaming. It's like Netflix, Peacock, and Proud Peacock Productions, the 3 Ps, right?
That's right.
So you've been an actress by trade your entire life kind of thing and needed a location. Give us the deets.
Yeah, so I don't have a physical location, but it is I could say we're travel size.
Right.
So we will
pop up ish.
Yeah.
In the world of pop-ups.
Right. So we will go wherever anyone wants us.
I love that.
So, yes, I've been in theater since high school. So if we count that, we're into 15 years now.
Of course you count that.
Yes. So now I started my own company, and I just wanted a place that I could help people that I know create their own shows, direct them, write. And yes, we have a show coming up, Serial Killers Anonymous, tomorrow at our neighborhood.
And here you are tonight talking about it. I love it.
I know. I'm not nervous at all.
But wait,
you came for the cocktails, didn't you?
That's right. That's right. Just kind of, tech week. Right. So you need a little something to smooth everything off.
Right. But is this this isn't the first one? Your first show?
No, not first show ever. No.
I just looked at my notes like, wait, did I read that wrong? Okay.
No. So it was founded in 2022. We did our first show, Candy Kingdom, in 2023. And we've been doing shows as often as everyone will have us. We do predominantly murder mysteries written in-house. And then we'll do some plays here and there. And hopefully someday soon we'll do some musicals.
Are the murder mysteries, do they involve the audience where they have to figure things out? Like, it was Mrs. Stanton with the in the candelabra in the dining
It's the
room
lead
kind of
pipe.
thing, right?
Yes. So it's not fully immersive. It is an interactive show where most of the time we'll do like a dinner theater, so dinner and a show, and we'll have our actors go around and interact with everyone. But yes, the audience has to find out who done it.
I love that.
And multiple endings is what we're gearing towards, so that way if you see it one night, it might be a different killer another night.
You are way too young for this, but do you remember they're coming back? Well, not John, but Brennan. The Spaghetti Warehouse used to do that. Remember?
Oh,
it was
no, I didn't know that.
Oh, yeah,
Oh,
for
wow.
sure. And then in Station Square, they had a bunch of it. And I actually just read when I realized you were coming on, that whole scene is coming back where they weren't doing that as much anymore.
Yeah.
And now the murder mysteries are coming back because people love literally watching all the suspense on like Netflix and things like that.
Yes.
So
Do you
that's so
find
cool.
people coming that they think they're experts because they've listened to 5 murder mystery podcasts?
Exactly.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
Okay.
And we actually give out awards to the people who have participated and who have won.
Okay.
So if they put way too much thought into it, they get a special award saying, nice try, but you went really far into it, like a... what do we call it? We call it Netflix and Thrill Award.
All right.
So that's for someone who put way too much thought. That's the person that binge watches all the documentaries, things like that.
Nice. No, I didn't realize you.
I was over your shoulder, John, just getting a little photo.
So where does everybody find out? Do they pre-register? How do they know?
Yeah, what's the process?
How to take part?
Yeah, so you can find us on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. We have our own website, proudpeacockproductions.com. But yes, they just click on the link on either of those channels, and you can be directed to tickets.
Okay.
The tickets for the 19th
to the 26th.
There's 2 shows. One is on the 19th. Tickets are $25 per person. It is a 14+ show because it is parodizing serial killers, and they're real people. So,
Oh, wow.
so not for the kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Definitely not for the
Is it
kids.
BYOB? What happens there?
So at the first show, it is at our neighborhood farmstead on Reese Run Road.
I was just
Okay.
going to say, it's in the North Hills. Yeah.
Yeah, so we'll have a taco truck. Takayo food truck will be there. It is not BYOB. And then the second show is at the Perrytown Tap House on the 27th. And that is going to be a buffet dinner and a show with an
Okay.
open bar.
I love it. I love that you found something you love and you figured out a way to do it somewhere. That's so
Yes.
cool. Like that is so new entrepreneurial spirit, and it's so
Thank you.
Pittsburgh anymore. One more time, where can everybody find out more information? Your website.
Yes, proudpeacockproductions.com.
And we know you brought us, I believe, a junk drawer gift.
I did.
So as you're getting that out, the question of the day is, so this is called your Jagoff Late Night. What is late night for you? What's that time that you're like, oh, this is late
That's a
night?
good
Like
question.
for me, right? Because for me, 10 o'clock is late night. And that's why we make our late night a little earlier. What is yours?
Oh, I'm about the same.
Okay, 10 o'clock.
As soon as I get home, eat, if we watch a movie, I'm out
Out.
in 10 minutes.
Okay.
So it could be 8:30.
Okay. Fair.
I will fall asleep.
And you were the first guest, so you answer the question, and then everybody else gets time to think. Like, what is my late night?
We
So
can't
there you
afford
go.
a soundproof booth.
No.
We're on a budget.
We don't do that.
So what
All
is
right.
your junk drawer item?
Yes, so I have tokens from, one is from a Dave & Buster's Willy Wonka machine, and the
cool.
other one is from Paradise Island in Neville Island.
Neville
We
Island,
know
yeah.
both of them
Oh
very
my
well.
God.
Yeah. Thank you.
So my boyfriend and I played the game so much, and I love Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. I mean, it's a musical. You have Gene Wilder, who's
Brilliant.
rest in peace, amazing. But they shut down the one game, and we didn't know what to do with them. And I have a fat stack of them. So
we
you
get 'em.
want-
So we get them. They're
If you
of
want
no
some,
use
I
to
have
anybody.
more.
So don't try to bid on them at an auction.
And breaking news, that's the next performance that you'll be doing at insert place, right? Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. No, just kidding. Thank you so much for joining us. We love, again, your entrepreneurial spirit, and we wish you the best.
Thank you so much for having me. Thank you, guys.
Stay with
Rachel and
us
John.
on Late Night.
Welcome to People's Clean Hydrogen Pilot Program. Here sits no ordinary container. It's a drop-in unit that transforms natural gas into clean, cost-effective hydrogen that could provide you with affordable, safe, and reliable energy with as few emissions as possible, removing carbon and making a product, not a pollutant. So no, it's no ordinary box. It's a powerful decarbonization tool, and just one of the ways Peoples is innovating the future of energy.
Mancini's Bakery, 97 years in business and still getting better. Make sure you follow us on Facebook and Instagram. That's where you will see various Pittsburgh personalities like Gretchen McKay, Super Bowl MVP Santonio Holmes, KDKA's own Mary Hours, and WPXI's Jenna Harner, learning how to make the famous Italian twist bread. Follow Mancini Bakery on Instagram and Facebook, and remember to ask for Mancini's.
Rachel
Dasher
and John,
and
it's late night. I always forget to say that to remind everybody to come back from the commercials. But Sally Wiggins, has been a partner in
Supporter.
the podcast, always been a supporter from here, even when we were doing the porch tours. And she's always told us about how important the zoo is to the Western Pennsylvania area and West Virginia and probably Ohio as well. But so now it's becoming even more important. So welcome to our guest. It is Jennifer Torpie.
Yeah.
I see I was so close to messing it up.
You were going to call her Sally.
Yeah,
you thought it was Sally
right.
Wiggins.
Honestly, I would be honored.
Yeah,
Right, there you go.
So welcome from the zoo.
Thank
And we
you.
appreciate that. So
Wait, I think you have that wrong. I know the folks from the zoo always say it is the Pittsburgh Zoo and Aquarium, right?
Correct, yes.
There
Pittsburgh
you go.
Zoo and
because
Aquarium.
That's
Yeah.
important.
Our fishy friends are as important as
There
our
you go.
giraffes and our
Nice.
elephants. Yep.
Yes. We have always had such positive experiences. We've worked with People's Gas, who's one of our partners. So we've come to do some video there. We did, I believe it was Penguins on Parade? Was it last year?
One of my favorite
So
events.
much
Yep.
fun. Yes. But it is constantly evolving and constantly just getting better and better. And kudos to folks like you who are making that happen. But
you.
tell us obviously about the big news. Cue the confetti that we didn't really cue. The accreditation.
once again, it's a budget
Yes.
issue.
Yes.
So if you have confetti,
If I had known,
a
I would have
company
brought
that
my
makes
own.
confetti-
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, we're really excited. We have been accredited by some fantastic organizations in the past, Zoological Association of America, one of them. But the AZA, or the Association of Zoos and Aquariums accreditation, is one we're really proud of. The AZA is a consortium of about 250 member institutions across North America and internationally, and they have such incredibly rigorous standards. They come in and they did inspections of our animal welfare, our business practices, our education, and our conservation programs, and they had very complimentary things to say, and we're just really proud of our team and the work that we've put in to get this great accreditation.
So how long does it take to ramp all of this up? Like, is it years to
Yes.
kind of get all of it
Yes.
in line?
It was about a 3-year process from when we
Wow.
started the
Wow.
accreditation paperwork and the mentoring that goes along with it, and then through until just the announcement this past September. So we're really pleased with obviously the result, but also the work that went into it behind the scenes was just incredible.
And I'm not sure of how long you've been there. And I want to make sure I point out you're the VP of Education and Community Engagement, because there are so many different roles at the zoo.
Yes.
But just as I said, watching it go from what it was, just like so many things in Pittsburgh, but what it was and what it's become, what has that been like in the time that you've been there?
So I am a newbie at the zoo.
Okay.
I've been there about 1.5 years, but I've been in Pittsburgh for about 8 years.
I
And-
love how people do that. Like, but I've been here.
Yeah,
It's okay.
I'm here. I'm
First
legit.
time caller,
I'm getting
right.
legit. I should say
Long
I'm
time
getting
listener.
legit. Yeah. So even just in the time that I've been there in the last 1.5 years, I've seen an immense change.
Sure.
But being here for the last 8 years and seeing kind of where it started when I got here, the trajectory is just up and up. It's the focus on animal welfare and the care that all of our team gives to the animal wellness, their health, their socialization, and the attention to the visitor and our conservation programs has just been ramping up. And we always say at the zoo, now that we've gotten this amazing accreditation, this is our start, right? So we're at the start line, and now we can there's no saying what we can't do.
And this is by no means any kind of accusatory thing, because I know I don't typically get to the zoo all that often. And so prior to this, did you go to the zoo, take visitors to the zoo, kind of, or now but now you're passionate
You're
about
seeing
the zoo,
it.
right?
Yeah, I'm
It's
a
incredible.
zoo person.
Is
So
that
I've
right?
actually worked within zoos for the last 18 years.
Oh, okay.
So
Okay.
I've worked at a few different zoos across the country, and previously at the National Aviary in Pittsburgh.
Oh, yeah.
And
Wink, wink.
wink, wink. Yeah. Someone was just at Halloween. But being at the Pittsburgh Zoo, I think, is is my favorite because it is such an immense time of change, and the vision that we have for the master plan is really exciting and that we've released last week. So definitely check it out on our website, but there's going to be so many changes coming up that are so positive for our visitors and the animals.
And it's the programming too. You know, I don't want to lessen it because there's so much, as you said, you know, the community engagement. And every time we've been there, whether we've actually had the podcast live from there a couple of times, and it's fantastic. And obviously everybody's so good about showcasing the different animals and, like you said, the welfare of the animals and how the zookeepers are actually interacting with them so that people understand it's such a process. But the programming to me is constantly, you have to be constantly changing because you're going to end up complacent where people go, oh, it's the zoo.
Right.
I've been there. So what is that like? Is that a task that people don't realize just how difficult that is to keep it going?
Yes, there's so much behind the scenes.
Sure.
We offer in our education team programs for, you know, little babies all the way up through seniors. And we never want to be stagnant. We always want to be creating something new and stay with the times. And the animals are always changing. The animals are growing. Sure. We're having new penguins hatched and we're having new animals born. So we always want to keep up with the animals that we have at the zoo and create things that really form those connections between the public and the animals at the zoo. So it's very challenging, but it's always exciting.
Back to the business of this new accreditation. Or is this an elite accreditation, like only a certain number of zoos really at this point have achieved this accreditation? You know,
it is very, very rigorous.
Pittsburghers love to be number one at anything, right?
Well, I would say we are always, but I think it is one of the most rigorous accreditations that you can get within the zoo world. So I am very proud that we have achieved that. It is only about 10% of people who have animals who have the USDA, you know, documentation and the ability to have animals are within the AZA. So we're really glad to have joined those ranks.
How about that? Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
I feel like we should have cheers, but we have
the lame audience didn't scream. There you go. We cued them enough. So something that we're all used to as well is Zubu, right? People are so used to that. So what is that like? Because I believe it's starting, right? Or
Zubu starts this weekend.
Okay.
Yeah, starts this weekend. But we have been celebrating Halloween since the beginning of October with our Jack-o'-lantern extravaganza, which is an evening event, brand new this year. So while Zubu is still sticking around during the daytime, we've added this really exciting evening event as well. So we still have something for families any time of the day.
And the Oriental Lantern Project.
The Asian Lantern Festival. Asian Lantern Festival is been combined with our zoo lights. So our wild illuminations is going to be starting in November. So if you loved the lanterns last year, we've just put a holiday twist on them this year. They're not gone. They're just at a different time of year, which is very
And does it change? I thought,
yes, it does. Every year, different lanterns.
That's and that must be very labor intense.
It is. We've actually started setting up already.
Wow.
We're not even done with our Jack-o'-lantern extravaganza, and these lanterns are already going up.
Wow. And I'm sure that's the kind of feedback you're getting. It's like, I love this part. Well, I love this part.
Right.
Are you folks really heavy on taking others' sort of opinions to say, okay, well, we'll try to squeeze that into programming, or, hey, we're going to stick to, or is there something that you have to follow that's sort of programmatic?
I mean, I love everyone's suggestions, and I feel like the zoo, we're really here to serve our community and connect people with nature, and however people want to do that, I want to know about it so that we can really serve that for them. That being said, there are the staples that we're going to do. We're going to be having a holiday celebration. This jack-o'-lantern thing is sticking around, and we're always going to be doing different celebrations with our animals. So those are going to stick around, but any other ideas, you know,
send them your way.
I love
Pittsburgh wants to know. They're like, are we allowed to give our opinion about what we think of the zoo?
Yes.
And get a membership, you Jagoff.
Yes, there you go.
Term of endearment version of course.
That did not sound endearing to me, Jennifer, but
I didn't say it, but also get a membership.
He was helping you. So while you gift us with your amazing junk drawer gift, which John said we need to be a little bit more like, you know, pointer-outy about why we have it. It's just basically we want to pointer-outy. Tell us why. We love the story behind it. Like, people always feel the need to say, basically, I'm cleaning it out. But before we get to that, the question of the day is, we call this your Jagoff late night. What is late night for you?
11 o'clock or later.
Oh,
I'm a
you're
night
later.
owl. Yeah,
okay.
I'm not a morning person. Getting to work at 8:30 is like real rough. I feel like I wake up at noon, even if I'm already conscious and walking around like a zombie. But after 11, 12 is my late night.
And do you notice you keep going back to the theme of owl?
Oh, well, You said Halloween. It's in my mind.
I know. There you go. All right. What is the junk drawer item that you're pointing out for us?
Yeah, so I'm very hard on keychains. So I have this like remnant of a keychain. It's a sunny day. It's a little cactus.
So cute.
Yeah, I also have, I was going to give it to you, but I can't part with it. A broken dinosaur as well. And then a snapped in half elephant keychain. So I'm going to give
You're tough on keychains.
Yeah, I am. A lot of keys.
We need to give you a Jagoff keychain from you.
I would love one. I'll take real good care of it.
We okay. All right. Sounds good. All right. Where can everybody find out more about the programming for the Pittsburgh Zoo and Aquarium?
PittsburghZoo.org. Everything
Easy.
is there. Yep.
We love it. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank
we have to have
you
you more often so that we know more about the programming.
I would love that. Absolutely.
Awesome. You heard it here. Stay with us on your Jagoff Late Night. Next up, Shayla Penn. You know her, and we are excited to talk to her. Stay with us. Mancini's Bakery, 97 years in business and still getting better. Make sure you follow us on Facebook and Instagram. That's where you will see various Pittsburgh personalities like Gretchen McKay, Super Bowl MVP Santonio Holmes, KDKA's own Mary Hours, and WPXI's Jenna Harner, learning how to make the famous Italian twist bread. Follow Mancini Bakery on Instagram and Facebook, and remember to ask for Mancini's.
Welcome to Flamingo. Can I take your orders?
You need a tap it?
No, we don't use this. We know how to yell the sandwich, the cook. Here we go.
Let's dig in.
It's John and Rachel. We love to dig into iconic Pittsburgh places like Permanis. So we brought our friends from People's Gas.
Please call at least 3 business days before you dig.
It doesn't matter if it's a big project or something small like a mailbox. Always call before you dig. I called. We can dig in.
So please call 811 3 business days before excavating so you don't have to call 911.
Mancini's.
Guys, it's Beetlejuice. Come in. Oh boy.
It's actually Breadle juice, and you get Beetlejuice made out of bread.
We're here with Jeet Jet, and we're at Mancini's bread company in the Strip District. So I wanted to show off a little piece of bread art that I did. It's 4 foot by 4 foot, and it's, if you can't tell, Breadle juice. Both the connection of like the new Beetlejuice movie coming out, obviously put it in the front of my mind. Halloween, Michael Keaton, it just felt like the right thing to do for this year. This is about 140 pounds of dough. It took about 3 to 4 hours to shape. Then it went in the oven for about 2 hours, and then probably took another 2 hours to paint it with food coloring. Everything's out of Italian dough. It's several different pieces. You know, I would shape the suit and the arms separate, attach them to the body, the head separate, the hair separate, but they're all baked together. And
Yeah, it's Rachel and John, and it's late night.
Yeah.
And so, listen, we always are about food here on this podcast. And despite the fact we have a lack of it right now at our little thing, and we have a foodie, but
things, yeah.
you know, we have some hopes and dreams about food tours. Like we want to do a
Brussels sprout.
Brussels sprout tour, and we were just talking about going to movies alone. The popcorn tour, like who has the best popcorn? We all know, you might not be old enough to remember Hill's Department Store had the best popcorn ever.
Remember Hills?
Right.
I feel like even my kids know what Hills is.
So we need a popcorn tour. So first of all, welcome to you, Jagoff.
Thank you. I
We
appreciate it.
If you've not heard of it, Berg Eats and Treats. So first and foremost, Shayla, I love that you said you started following us during COVID.
Yes.
Which, you know, is obviously a testament. We're thrilled that you even do that. But why food? In the fact that here we are now as Pittsburghers, everybody's a foodie. And I say it as a compliment because you do it so well. You're so relatable, and you post and people are engaging.
Yes.
You make it so relatable.
Thank you.
Yeah, why now and why food?
Well, what started my passion? Well, I've always been a foodie. Before growing up, I didn't watch cartoons. I watched QED. I watched, all the cooking shows. And then it gradually went to Supermarket Sweep, and then it gradually Top Chef. And then
Guy Fieri?
Yeah,
my mom says it, Fieri.
And then
All of a
bam,
sudden,
my God,
Right.
Emerald and all those. So, but what happened was with Facebook, I had this group. There was this group I was very engaged with, and it kind of faded out. And I felt like a void in like the foodie world. And I was like, nagging my friends. I'm like, oh, I miss the grub. I miss it. And they're like, just start your own, Shayla. You have connections with the foodie, community. Why don't you just start your own? My best friend, Maisha, she's like, just do it, Shayla. I'm sick of hearing about it. So I just asked, I did like a roll call. I said, hey, who's into food and can help me with a group? And I got a few people on board, Deneen and Ty and everybody, and everyone just kind of took their roles and said, we'll support you, Shayla. We're not big foodies like you, but we'll support you. And it just took off. I don't know. But I just always had a passion with food, and specifically locally sourced food. I like to cook with natural ingredients. I'm also into cooking as well. And I feel like as a foodie, to take the craft serious, which kind of makes me stand out from just the typical, I want to go out and eat, is that I study food. I study how it affects your body, and how can I incorporate local ingredients with regular ingredients and try not to use so many additives. So I literally eat, live, and breathe food. And I found my people. Right.
And I'm glad I'm one of them.
Shattered my dreams for a really good question, because I was going to ask you, do you cook? And because some foodies just go taste, but the fact that you understand how things go together is really important.
That's, if you want to use foodie as a professional sense, I feel like you need to have an understanding of food. And to be understanding food, you have to cook food. And so I cook as much as I talk about it, and I post every day. And I just like to go, and I also like to support local businesses too, local mom and pop shops. I've met a lot of really nice and cool people, chefs and home cooks, all different kind of cooks, because it's not just restaurant owners. There's also food truck owners. There's also home chefs, and actual foodies who also cook like me as well.
And you also have a little gig with this little company called Woolies, right?
Oh, yeah. So
you may have heard of it.
I just partnered up with them. I went a couple weeks ago to see my friend Doug cooking he's on, Doug.
Doug Howman, yep.
Love Doug. And so I went to support him, and I said, hey, I would love to, have like a partnership. So I spoke with them, and I'll be the next cook next month. So I'll be doing a cooking demo November 23rd at 10 a.m. in the upper part in the dining room area.
Oh, yeah.
I haven't decided completely what I'm going to make, and then going forward next year, I want to highlight local chefs, home chefs, anybody that's really into food. So I'm going to recommend some chefs all next year for the cooking demos.
And then will this be something where you draw from your childhood, maybe like a favorite food, that kind of, or a food that brings back a great memory?
So the best memory I have of Woolies, which is crazy, is my mom I didn't realize how healthy we ate. I didn't eat cereal, like sugary cereals. I didn't eat unhealthy snacks. When after church, we went to Woolies and we shop for our protein and what we have for dinner. And I just have such a connection with Woolies. I'll never forget one time they had an overage of crab legs one Sunday, and they were just giving them away off the truck at the back of the truck. So my mom,
oh my gosh, where was that?
Yeah, I know, this was like, I was like 7 or 6, so this is like 80s, so my mom surprised me. She told me to go upstairs, and when I came downstairs, there was paper all over the coffee table, and she laid out all these crab legs, and it was just a beautiful experience. And it's
That's
just
such
like
a good story.
Yeah, it's like a full circle moment to be
Aww.
working with them. So I'm really super excited.
Aww.
You gotta cue the aw.
The correct spelling is NTAWW.
There we go.
All right, so I'll hit you with another thing I know. You are doing something with the Macaroni and Cheese Festival.
Yes, I'm super excited about this. So this is going to be December 16th.
Okay.
It's a Saturday. It's at 1 o'clock. Oh, 14th. I'm sorry, 14th.
Mm-hmm.
It's at 1 o'clock. It's at the Big Swickley Creek Brewery.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it's going to be me, David Ellis. He's a chef, local chef, and also I can't remember.
That's okay.
But it's going to be 3 of us, and we're going to host a mac and cheese contest. So they're going to have 15 competitors. They're going to, so we'll judge. And it's funny because I attended a mac and cheese contest earlier in the month, and I always said, I want to do one. I want to be a judge. And here I am, and I'm just so grateful, so honored, so blessed.
Richie's Sausage in Kennedy Township.
Really?
That's the only mac and cheese I'll eat because it has Italian hot sausage in it.
Really?
Oh,
I don't
it's
want
so
that.
good.
But we were at Bistro to Go today, and I thought about getting the lobster mac and cheese, and then I didn't even read my notes yet to know that that's what we were going to talk about. It's that time of year.
Hilarious.
It's comfort food, it is year round.
You got to taste my mac and cheese.
Okay.
I mean, you haven't had mac and cheese.
So you're not making it for the December 14th.
No, this is the fun part. I get to just
you're the
show
judge.
up.
Yeah, judge it up.
Judge it up.
I love that. Also, I have to give a shout out to Babesburg because obviously we're both on the board for Babesburg, which is an amazing organization.
Yes,
you have to check that out.
You have to. Next month is Women's Wellness Month. They have a lot of good upcoming body, mind, soul, all kind of wellness events
and
coming up.
Yeah.
So,
and if you don't know what it is, go to babesburg.org, I believe, and you can see that there's so many different things, and it's just a reason for women to meet up. John's like, what are these two talking about?
Yeah. Exactly.
There you go. So you're doing amazing things in Pittsburgh, and we absolutely love it. We're so glad that you came on to chat with us. Did you bring us a junk drawer gift? Are you like shedding some of your stuff?
See
I love the lanyards. This brings me joy.
So yes, I love a lanyard.
Is it your name?
Yes. So I don't have a junk drawer necessarily. I have a junk basket by my bed.
Okay.
And I usually keep a large amount of snacks in there.
Okay.
But I did a contest in my group, and my group reamed me out for having the enormous amount of snacks that I did. But I ended up doing a contest. Another girl named Shayla won. So now I don't keep as many snacks in there. But I do have
don't like
this.
that, Shayla.
I know.
I love this.
So I have this. I'm a timeshare owner. This was from Gatlinburg this summer. I went to the Old Mill. I did a VIP Old Mill experience. So I got to try the restaurant. I got to find out how the whiskey was made, flour, cornmeal. They have all the original machinery from the early 1900s. So it was a really cool experience. I got to try moonshine, and now it's yours.
All right, question of the day.
Well, before we do that, let's remind everybody we are talking to Shayla Penn. Berg Eats and Treats.
Berg Eats and Treats with the exclamation point.
Yep.
Don't forget the exclamation point.
Can't forget the exclamation point. I'm on Facebook and Instagram. I'm not as present on Instagram as I want, but catch me in the group, and I'm getting there. I'm getting there.
There you go. All right. It is your Jagoff late night. What do you consider late night?
I gotta get the news in, so I feel like I have a connection with KDKA. I don't know why. It's on my TV all day, so I gotta end it. I start with it and I end with it. So if I get the news in, that's good enough for me, and then I might doze off after that. Okay. So 11:30ish, 12ish, I'm out.
She's a late nighter. It was such an honor for you to be here. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Yes. I'm such a huge fan of you guys. I love you guys.
Back at you. Same.
Let's get this whole Brussels sprout torte.
Oh, well, you got to taste my Brussels sprouts too. I make a mean Brussels sprouts.
Next podcast, meet at 5 Foster Plaza.
Yeah, I'm right up the street.
And we're having mac and
cheese and Brussels sprouts.
Somehow it'll work out.
Menu ever.
John and Rachel, you Jagoff late night.
Welcome to Flamingo. Can I take your orders?
You need a tap in?
No, we don't use this. We know how to yell the sandwich, the cook. Here we go.
Let's dig in.
It's John and Rachel. We love to dig into iconic Pittsburgh places like Permanis. So we brought our friends from People's Gas.
Please call at least 3 business days before you dig.
It doesn't matter if it's a big project or something small like a mailbox. Always call before you dig. I called. We can dig in.
So please call 811 3 business days before excavating so you don't have to call 911.
I've been thinking that Rohrich Automotive needs a new jingle.
Rohrich Automotive got the best cars around Pittsburgh.
Driving a Rohrich, I bought it at Rohrich. Picked up my new car at Rohrich Automotive. I got friends at Rohrich Automotive where the staff is nice and the dealership's loaded with brand new cars. And you can drive real far.
So I really like about Allentown is it does have a little bit of everything. There's some good restaurants, there's some good places to grab a drink, but then there's also stuff like the Weeping Glass, which is a really cool oddities, spooky, kind of witchy shop. You can find anything you need for any kind of spells you might be conjuring up, or even if you're into some weird, unnatural history. So one of my favorite parts about the Weeping Glass is that they have oddities like the two-headed goat. They have things that they say are haunted. So it's not just shopping, it's a whole experience. You can go in and kind of see these mini exhibits that they have set up, and it's just fun in itself to do that.
I don't know if I have a more favorite name for a place than Dr. Tumbletees. How cool is that?
It's very cool. What I love about this is, again, it's not just about the shopping. It is about the fact that they have a lounge connected. So they have different kinds of shows, different kinds of story times, right? You can get some nice beverages in the back in the lounge, and they're connected to a distillery.
John and Rachel, late night, and our musical guests are going to take us back to one of my absolute favorite eras. I cannot wait to hear why. We're going to chat it up about that. But it's Jim and Pam, not from The Office. They're Jim and Pam, our musicians. And I don't know if you guys have seen our segments, but we do a little something called Jeet Jet, as we talked about Mancini's Beetlejuice. And we do Where Ya At, because, you know, we end our sentences in prepositions. And in Pittsburgh, we want to explore more of these neighborhoods. And Tressa and Michaela explored Allentown. So that was a great fun. So you guys are going to have to check that out. But we need to check out this show that's coming up, right?
Yes, we are doing a USO show, 1940s. We're going to do it on November 9th at Ruckus Cafe.
Yeah, right there in Millville, right?
Millville Shaler area.
Okay.
It has a great place for coffee in the front, and then they have a great event room in the back.
We have not been there, and we need to get there, Michaela. This has to be a Where You At, because I've heard nothing but great things about this
Their
coffee
food
place.
is great.
Yeah.
The owners are great.
Yeah.
Everyone who works there is really friendly.
Okay.
So we've done other things there. We like theme shows.
Okay.
So a couple years ago, we did a 60s show. And, you know, it sold out. We've done cabarets.
Irish show.
We did an Irish show.
These are our favorite things, 60s and Irish. All right, we're in.
So this one is USO, and this guy here, my husband Jim, is going to be Bob Hope for that.
Nice.
So, yeah, he's the MC as Bob Hope.
Now, was this your idea and you brought it to the folks at Ruckus, or this is something that you guys brainstormed together?
There was a bunch of us that are in the cast, and we put this together. And Ruckus,
we know Ruckus real well. Chris and Daryl, owners of
They're
Ruckus, and if we come to them with an idea, they pretty much
They
always
better
say
do
yeah.
it,
They say
right?
yes.
Yeah, I got
Now, the cool thing is you're going to sing an original song and a little bit entertain, because we love local music. But what date is
It's a
reminder,
Saturday
and
night.
Where do people find out information?
Okay,
about
so
it?
if you go on Ruckus Cafe website, go right to their events, and then you just
scroll down right
to
there.
November 9th, and it'll have all the information that you need. For the tickets are $30, and it includes an appetizer bar, which will be absolutely delicious, and a cash bar with old-fashioned drinks of the day.
Okay.
Like
Do you
martinis
dress
and
the
old-fashioned.
theme?
And absolutely. So when we did the 60 show, everyone dressed as hippies. We encourage anyone that has this type of dress.
Attire,
that's it. Yes,
fantastic.
yes.
All right. Do you have a junk drawer gift for us?
Oh, yes.
Is it from the 1940s?
No.
Okay. Well, then I'm sorry. You no longer on the Jagoffery.
In the meantime, Jim, what is late night for you? Since you're a couple, I think
I can answer that easy. 10:30.
10:30 a.m.
Kevin
Yeah, that's twice in the same day. Right.
That's nap time.
Are we doing
10:30 is nap.
Okay, so
No?
first of all, I send money in for animal organizations.
Okay.
And they send you a lot of these tablets. I have so many of them. Has my
Okay.
name on it. And then the other thing that happened to be in the junk drawer is a band that I'm in called Bertha and the Bells, and it's a
Okay.
CD.
There
Sweet.
you go. All right. We are about to go to Jeremy and Angie for the 412 Do's, and then we get to hear the song. Stay with us on Late Night.
Hey everyone, Jeremy and Angie from Discover the Berg here, and we are bringing you the 412 Do's for the week. You know, Angie, it's going to be, for once, a really nice week.
Amazing weather
Hopefully.
forecast, hopefully. Yeah.
So let's be outside. What can we do this week that's
all
outside?
the things outside.
Yes.
So Saturday, there's a lot going on. So we have Veg Fest going on in Allegheny Commons Park in the north side. So this has been going on for a couple years now. It's an annual event that's celebrating all things vegetarian. So there's over 150 or so vendors. So it's massive, like all kinds of things like artists and creators and food. Of course, lots of food. There's always so much food.
So much vegetarian and vegan food. It's fantastic. And it gets busy, so you might want to go early. Hopefully, it's going to be busy. It's going to be a nice day. It's a lot of fun. And it's going to be right by on the Allegheny Commons Park on Cedar Avenue side by the fountain by the hospital. Also Barrel and Flow Fest is back for another year in the Strip District, and that's one of our favorite beer fests. It's one of I think it's rated the #1 beer fest in America by USA Today. It brings a lot of black brewers into the city and celebrates black artists and musicians. There's a lot of collaboration beers between local artists and local breweries, and it's a whole lot of fun. That festival is going on all day Saturday. I believe general admission starts about 5 o'clock, but you can get an early admission if you want. We're going to be there. It's always a lot of fun. Some of the best beer collabs.
The collab beers are awesome.
And great to hang out with the community. After this weekend, what else do we got going on?
More concerts, actually. So a concert series is happening the next 3 Wednesdays down at the High Line in Southside. So this is right by Sly Fox Brewing. So they're outdoor concerts, free to everybody. So it's put on by Chamber Music Pittsburgh. So there's a couple of chamber music style groups.
And we've been in the past. It's really fun.
There's like a brass group one week. So it's like all different kinds of styles of music every week. Bring your own chair, sit outside, enjoy the music, have a beer, and enjoy the view.
And the view of the city from there is pretty awesome. And if sports are your thing, as we're speaking right now, the Steelers preseason's starting, but on this Saturday and next Saturday, the Riverhounds also have home games. So enjoy that good weather, be outside. We haven't actually talked about any restaurants yet, so
I know, surprising.
It's crazy, but the new restaurant is having a soft open in Bloomfield called Nothing Man, and this is right now they're doing deli sandwiches. I believe they're having a bar this weekend is starting as cash only, but it's by the team from Given to Fly, which is at Federal Galley right now. Details about that beyond this is is a little sparse, but they are opening up in Bloomfield, which we're really excited about. And one of our favorite local coffee shops just opened in the north side, right, Angie?
Colombino. Yeah. So this one is great. They bring in and roast their own Colombian coffee and cacao. So they've got amazing drinks and also arepas. So Colombian arepas filled with all kinds of delicious meats and sauces. It's an amazing place.
Yeah, and that's right on Western Avenue. It's we've been twice already. It's great. Well, that's it for us this week for the 412 Do's. And you can find us at discovertheberg.com. All of our social media handles are at discovertheberg, or just Google Pittsburgh blog. You'll find us. Have a good weekend. Hope to see you outside.
Okay, all me. I just go. Okay, so we just got done talking about the 40 show, and this is a radical departure from that, but I was realizing that it's kind of got a Woody Guthrie feel, which is from the 40s. This song's called What the Hell's Going On. There's things going on I just don't understand. Lately all we're doing is turning on a fellow man. Can we pull it back together, or have we taken it way too far? The clock is a-ticking and I'm a-wishing on a star. Oh brother, can you tell me what the hell is going on? Imagine living in a world where everybody gets along. My mama always told me to love my fellow man. There's things going on I just don't understand. The train has left the station, destination unknown. What you teach your children is how your seeds will be sown. I think about my daddy and what he'd have to say. He fought for our freedom. I'll bet he's turning over in his grave. Oh, brother, can you tell me what the hell is going on? Imagine yourself a world where everybody gets along. My mama always told me to love my fellow man. There's things going on I just don't understand. There's things going on I just don't understand.
Let's hear it, huh? Oh my God! 2,000 people, Jim! Right, squeezed into this. Right.
Jim, that was awesome.
This is Rachel and John. We appreciate you tuning in. And we also appreciate Johnny, Monica, and Michaela, Tracy, who pulled this all together for us.
And thank you so much. Make sure you are supporting local and checking out all the amazing Pittsburgh stories that we have. Thanks to Jennifer Torpie from the Pittsburgh Zoo and Aquarium, to Shayla Penn of Berg Eats and Treats, as well as Brennan Bobish, who is an actress and the proud owner of Proud Peacock Productions. Thanks for joining us, and thanks to these amazing musicians. Go check them out at Ruckus Cafe. Have a great weekend.